Ladies.
How we doing?
Very good, very good.
Hello, hello.
Good deal, good deal. All right. So, I want to say before I forget, I know some parents kind of rolling their eyes, like when we have tournaments, different tournaments ask for different things. So, it could take us an hour or two to do everything, or we can ask the parents to spend 1 or 2 minutes and fill it out. So, that I will address it in the parent meeting, but there was some pushback about the last tournament and didn't we do this already and et cetera, et cetera. It's just different. We have general information, and if we have information that we can just send to them, it's great. But sometimes, for example, the last tournament the girls were in, there was a passport, so it required other things, and so it's always a benefit to your kids. So if you look at it that way, if it could just take a few minutes and do it. So, if we're all speaking the same language and help them understand, we're not trying to irritate you. We're just trying to seamlessly, get to the tournament. And sometimes it requires additional information. So there's that.
Can I just include something? I don't know if the boys' side or not, but like with the girls' side, especially like the traveling teams, I have a Google Doc that all the coaches have access to, so they have access to all that information. So I keep the AAU card, the copy of the AAU cards and the school records in one file,
Mhm.
just so I'm not having to re-ask these parents
Right.
every single time. But like Coach said, that sometimes they want different things. Like this past time, it was birth certificates. Good thing about it is they didn't really need to send me the birth certificates unless they weren't able to upload it to the passport account.
Mhm.
And then that Excel sheet that we use for the roster, I highly recommend you get your parents to fill that out, because when you are submitting the roster, I think Sunny and Tamika, you guys already have, so you guys know when it comes to missing email addresses or phone numbers for the parents, it's hard to register them. So it's
Yep.
just like constant reminders. Unfortunately, we have some parents who are on top of it and some parents who.
So I think it was Shamika who recommended it in early on. So what Coach Vanessa did, that Google Docs, I actually started my own Excel tracker. And if there's new kids, I add a name and everything. So I have everything, at least for the last two tournaments, like school, emails, contacts. So it took me literally
Seconds
5 minutes to copy and paste
to get it in
everything.
there.
Right.
Yeah, but if there's new stuff, I think, just saying, like, sometimes if we're asking for additional information,
Mhm.
it's because we don't have it. And if you want your kids to play, please provide it to the team mom.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. I started saying, hey, if you want your kids to play,
Mhm.
sorry if I'm being a pest, but I'm doing this because there's a deadline. And if you want your kids to play,
Yeah.
please respond to me.
And for the most part, they're good. But if we just, I'll mention it again, and then just so people know. And then the more information we can get up front, obviously, after a while, the information, it does duplicate itself. And like Sunny said, it took her 5 minutes versus a couple tournaments ago where it took days because we didn't have all the information. So we're
Yeah.
getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Figured that out last year.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you, Shamika, for sending me the new players info. I have not gotten to, that's on my next list after this meeting to send those guys their official invites and get them acclimated to our program.
So for 7th grade, there was only one boy.
Okay.
And I wasn't able to get his information unless Coach Vinoy did.
Oh, we don't rely on Coach Fenoy to get,
Okay.
because he'll tell me it was the kid with the headband or so
He will.
uh,
He gonna be like, that one wasn't here the whole time.
So he's a friend of one of the boys. I'll text TJ's dad.
okay, yeah. If you can just get the first and last name and just the parent's email address. I just asked for it because if they registered in tryouts, that's one thing. But a lot of times when they want to register, they want to use a different email, etc. So I just want to make sure that they're good. So I think there was one 7th grader, there was 4 8th graders.
I think there was only 3 8th graders, except for that one 8th grader that I thought was new, but he isn't new. But I just don't have. He's not on my roster. I don't have any Mojo information.
Right, he's
and
not,
his parents were not there.
yeah, his dad came, okay, later, yeah, yeah. And then there's a guy that returned, he just cut his hair, I thought he was new, but I remember the way he ran, so I was like, he's not new, so he just came back, but he runs the same. So that was, so 3/8, 1/7,
Actually, 2/7, because I guess Uriah, was playing with us. But I
2/7,
have his mom's info. She
Okay.
priced like, yeah, I can send you her info, but the new kid. But I'll
Okay.
text one of the dads.
So 3/8, 2/7, and I believe there was 2 6th graders. I'll connect with Tiffany on that. So we're gonna update the rosters. Sounds like those 3 will just go to the second team, or the select team. For the 8th,
Perfect.
7th grade. How many do we have on that team already?
On select?
On the
15?
7th,
15 if you count everyone.
including the 2 new ones, or is that
Uh-huh. 15.
15? Okay, so then we'll have a 2 of those, so they have to make rosters. So they'll be split, and there'll be a couple swing players. So I will get with Benoit to get the updated roster. And then I'll get with Tiffany for the 6th. Our girls, they're doing tryouts November 5th, so we don't have any new right now. So we're updating the schedule. I'm going to post it in just a few minutes. To not spread the coaches out too thin, we've talked to a couple tournament directors, and it sounds like they'll be able to accommodate all our teams because they're offering 3 different levels. So instead of our coaches, having to coach every weekend, like everyone else, a couple weekends a month, and then being able to, say this coach coaches these 2 teams, so they won't schedule them at the same time. So they're all going to play in the Hoop Source tournament November 4th and 5th, and they're all going to play in the WCE tournament. This is the boys side, the WCE tournament, because they're offering 3 divisions. So I think we're Division 2 and Division 3. 8th graders will go to Division 2 after this last weekend, and then we'll revisit it after the next tournament. And that's just, that sounds like that's where they are right now. So, and I don't know if it was just a fluke of a weekend, but the scores suggest that, they need to play at a different level right now anyway. So we will do that, and I'll update the parents too, but I just wanted you guys to know that. And then the 9U girls and the 9U boys will play in the Northwest All-Star, and they're offering 3rd grade level tournaments. So again, I updated it, so I'll send that to you. And then just so you guys are in the know, I'm excited that there's something for them, because we originally were going to put them in another 3-on-3 tournament that was in Bothell. But looking at the schedule and looking at the rules, they're not promoting the correct way to play basketball. Like they're not taking the ball out of bounds. There's no free throws. So so we can't go from the introductory of the 3-on-3 Puyallup League, where they're introducing, the lines and how you play, et cetera, to that. So we're going to go right into 5-on-5 play for the younger kids. And sometimes there'll be enough teams and sometimes there won't. That's just how the nature of the 3rd grade division. But it sounds like November 4th and 5th, they do have enough teams for the boys and girls. So they get to play.
Vanessa, that schedule change is just going to affect 8th Premier, not 8th Select. They're going to stay on the same schedule.
8th Premier, same schedule. Yep. So 8th Select, I'm switching them. Yeah. And also 5th.
8th Select is going to the WCE level 2. Or that's eighth premier that's going to WCE level 2?
No, so eighth Premier was already doing all the WCE tournaments.
Right.
They were in the Division 1, but we're gonna put them in the same tournaments, but just at Division 2.
Which is a lower level or a higher level?
It's a lower level.
Lower level. Okay.
Lower level. Yeah. And then our fifth, sixth, and Premier will do Division 3.
Okay.
And then, we revisit it after they do it for a month, just like this last month. So, yeah. What else do we got here? And I'll tell you the coaches do not want them in Division 2, but we'll see how they do. So, they played at a high level. They expect everyone to play at a high level, which is a good thing. But they didn't show that they could play at a high level. So we'll see how they do.
The biggest thing for our boys is they're just inconsistent. I've seen them go to tournaments and, we're blowing teams out. And then the second they feel the little bit intimidated, they just play. It changes the course of how they play. So the boys just really need to keep their confidence up and remain consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. And it comes through tournament play. So, that's why I'm happy that, WCE offers so many different levels to kind of see where you are. But, our goal is to make sure they're at the right level by the spring. So if we have to bump them down to bring them back up, then that's a good thing too. So what else do we have here? Schedule, parent meeting. Okay. Collect information. Yep. So that was pretty much it. The schedules. So I'll just speak to this, just even though it's just the boys admin on the call, but the girls side, I've updated the high school tournaments. I've updated the rising tournaments, and I've updated the elite tournaments for the winter going into the spring. So I will post those. And when I post it, if we can at least get, November and December matching mojo, if you guys could help with that, that would be great. And practices are still the same on the boys' side. The girls' side will tweak a little bit because the high schoolers are gone, so there's extra gym space where there's a team of 3 can probably move to 1. So we'll update that calendar. But that's all I got, guys. Any questions for me? Any concerns that we should address? Beautiful.
Vanessa,
Yeah.
I do have something.
Sure.
There's been a little bit of feedback
Mhm.
about the tournament play when we have all 3 coaches on the bench and all 3 are yelling something different, particularly in this last weekend's tournament with Coach Tim, Coach Trent, and Coach Fenoy. Every one of them was active, which is great that they're all engaged, but everyone was saying something different. And it got really confusing.
Okay.
I just want to provide that feedback because that was some of the discussions that was heard, and the boys are a little confused at times, not all the time.
Yeah, that's helpful. Okay. I'll make sure to connect with the coaches because there should be one voice. And I know that's not always the case, but unless, someone's focusing on offense, someone's focused on defense, someone's subbing, etc. So they should be working in concert. So I will bring that up to the coaches.
But that's it. That's all I want.
Good deal. All right, feedback. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. Sunday, I hope things turn out okay, what you're dealing with over there. And good luck this weekend. I don't know.
thank
You guys aren't playing, so.
I have a question. I know Halloween practice is canceled, but we do have a tournament for the boys. The weekend, the following weekend. Is there like a mandatory extra practice or something? Because Tuesday.
No, he didn't mention it yet. I would imagine that everyone should show up Friday though, but I'll connect with him too. So
Oh, for instead of the optional training, but make it mandatory, you mean?
yeah, then that way he can go over some stuff as well. So
Okay.
what we do. So yeah, I'll make sure to. Sounds good.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.